Thanks, Mr. Mundine. Tom Connell from Sky News. You spoke about education, which arguably, of children might be the most important element of closing the gap. And you spoke about the fact that there are Indigenous voices out there. Of course, there are many of them out there right now. But also you mentioned bureaucrats. They don't listen. They don't take up the ideas. They don't do the right thing. Isn't that actually an argument for a voice that's harder to ignore? Perhaps not one that's designed along the way we've been told it will be, but isn't that an argument you need something bigger that's harder to ignore compared to the Indigenous voices which work hard today but seemingly are being ignored by people who are in charge?
Well, I wouldn't go to say that they're completely ignoring them. I've sat at the table where bureaucrats are and they listen to us, but the issue for me is about enthusiasm, about, okay, how do we take, like the Closing the Gap report and the productivity report, two brilliant reports that go to Parliament every year, which points out where the gaps are and what's happening and what's working, what's not working. We should be then utilising those reports and moving forward. And just a few weeks ago, the Productivity Commission brought out that said, for every dollar that's put into Indigenous affairs, 33 cents, only 33 cents of it actually gets to the ground. Now, if I ran a business like that, I'd be bankrupt. If I had 63% of all my money that's coming into my business is on administration, then it's not going to work. The business would go broke. So what we need to do, and we got it now, is that through native title and land rights, our culture is about who we are. And now I'm a Bundjalung man, and that's my nation. And so me and my Bundjalung people who love me and hate me, we talk about our country, and we only can talk about our country and not someone else's country. And we see that in the mining industry, we see that in the energy industry, we see that in the agricultural industry, and we see it in the government industry, where when you want to do things on Aboriginal land, you have to sit down, consult, negotiate, and come to agreement with them. That's in place now, and it's resulted in billions of dollars coming through the mining industry, the energy industry, and so on, going to Aboriginal Trust and Aboriginal community groups. What the issue is, we've got the voice. What are we doing with that money? What are we doing to that, which is supposed to be helping people, which is owned by those Aboriginals on the ground? So that's what we've got to be focusing on. We should be focusing on those communities, where that money should be going and what's happening with it. But we don't.